They don't even dictate her well. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like
your first sexual awakening was sumo
wrestlers?
It
was not an awakening. It was a go to sleep, sleep. I'm a lesbian.
You got Tom Homan, who's a canned ham in a suit.
Royal family or religion.
You just described comedy.
This episode brought to you by Re-Ed Comedy Special. You have found the Titus Podcast Armageddon Update with hosts Christopher Titus, Rachel Bradley, and Ken Highland. And now, here's Christopher Titus with this week's Armageddon Update.
I'm Christopher Titus, people, and this is the Armageddon Update. Government shutdown and the Secretary of War
Hegseth. Yeah.
Pisses off the guys who actually handle war. On Tuesday, 800 generals, admirals, and leaders from our military brought to Quantico from their posts around the world. Totally good idea to get all the most important people in one room. Was it for a war plan to dominate the planet? Are aliens finally threatening to end us? And we need to have all our leaders together to get them ready for an invasion from another galaxy?
Welcome to Earth.
Keep my planet name out your fucking mouth!
Nope. Turns out Whiskey Pete Keg's breath was shaken because he couldn't stir any of our military's leaders to even fucking smile. So many of us were worried that he was gonna demand a loyalty oath to Trump, or he was gonna fire a few hundred generals to turn us into a dystopian authoritarian hellscape. Nope. Turns out it was shaving tips and a recommendation for our generals to attend Zumba classes. Now, I've been public speaking since I was 19 years old, and honestly, between you and I, to bring in a bunch of accomplished professional badasses, men and women who literally have our lives and safety in their hands, and to lecture them about beards, woke, DEI, and not enough cardio was an amazing exercise in how not to run a military. He actually scolded them for being fat.
It's completely unacceptable to see fat generals and admirals in the halls of the Pentagon.
You know, I think our military needs to be in at least as good a shape as the people in charge of the military. Here are people who are in charge. Then drunk Nazi and ex-newscaster, you may know him as an empty suit full of hair gel and homophobia, continued to scold the generals and admirals on their grooming. This is that same Secretary of Defense that had a makeup room installed at the Pentagon.
I always use an aftershave lotion with little or no alcohol, because alcohol dries your face out. I'm
sure all these career military men who have thousands of years of military experience between them noticed how perfect Vodka Voldemort's eyebrows were.
Pete Hegseth. Yeah.
Nice highlights, Pete. Honestly, at one point, I thought he wants them all to have abs and be clean-shaven. He disparages the women soldiers. Pete's pretty metrosexual. I'll bet Pete has some interesting apps on his phone. Then he started talking about how we don't need to follow the rules of engagement.
We also don't fight with stupid rules of engagement. No more politically correct and overbearing rules of engagement. You
know, if we happen to blow up an innocent family just delivering food, that's just the cost of war, right? It's really great that we have a man in charge of our military and who wants our soldiers to be sexy war fighters and is also pro-atrocity. But this last thing he said before he walked off to deadly silence.
Move out and draw fire. Godspeed.
Draw fire? He wants these guys to draw fire. He wants our military to be shot. Cool. To all of our incredible soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines, thank you for your commitment to the Constitution and the citizens you protect. I apologize for the embarrassing way you were treated by Captain MANSCAPING and Colonel Combeover. Watch Trump as his ass does not get kissed when he walks on.
Thank you very much, Pete. Great job you're doing, too. Fantastic job. I've never walked into a room so silent before. This is... Don't laugh. You're not allowed to do that. You know what? Just have a good time. And if you want to applaud, you applaud. And if you want to do anything you want, you can do anything you want. And if you don't like what I'm saying, you can leave the room. Of course, there goes your rank. There goes your future.
Better get out your old army uniform.
Yes, with 108 angry countries, there's bound to be trouble.
Did he think that the warrior brotherhood that he ran from 5 times, the soldiers that he called suckers and losers, were going to treat him like a rock star? The silence and disdain is thick. It's like a weather front. It actually gave me hope. It's pretty obvious that if this orange bloviating dementia patient and this over-polished, slicked-back, alcoholic used car salesman try to turn our brothers and sisters in uniform against us, good luck. One of the soldiers started calling Trump and Hegseth fat man and little boy because they both bombed so hard. I love the military.
Hegseth. Yeah.
I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon update. It actually gave me hope. I thought, oh, none of these 800 dudes who are literally mad dogging everybody. They're so pissed off they can barely breathe. They're seething through gritted teeth. And I thought, oh, they're not going to turn against us. In fact, I would say Trump needs to build a bigger wall around the White House.
Yeah, give me. I'll take whatever millions. Yeah. Do you guys want to buy me out of this position here?
While you're young and healthy?
Yeah, exactly.
I'll take it.
How much? Who's the highest bidder? Come on.
We got some mugs.
Are you guys ready?
Some shitty mugs.
If you can bring up the when you can bring up the transcript.
Brother, push my computer towards me one more time. This is what it's like to be with you. Did you see him? Okay.
Just get on it, motherfucker.
It's so invasive.
I have a lot to
personal
do today.
boundaries.
The only reason he's getting away with this today, and we're going to put this in the whole podcast, is because it's his birthday.
It's not my birthday.
Happy birthday.
Okay, you know birthdays.
Happy birthday to you.
Where's Poochie?
Happy birthday, dear Titus. Happy birthday to you. I don't know why.
It's pretty good.
I turned into Marilyn Monroe.
Remember being a little kid, and you were like, every birthday you had, you were like, yeah, it's my birthday. And then there's an age where you're like, fuck, it's my birthday.
35.
Yeah.
It switches to fuck.
When did I went? I think 45 is when I started to say it.
Oh, you're good.
I didn't mind 50.
50 was, your 50th was fun. I was kind of like, I know what it's like.
50.
Your 50th birthday party was fun.
Yeah, and you have this delusion. You're like, I'm 50, man. I'm halfway through. And nope, you're
mostly through.
You're 85% through. Hi guys, Christopher Titus Podcast. With me as always, lovely Bombshell Ray.
What's up, people?
And the Highlander. We are in the weirdest time. I have to say, I thought about it over and over. This whole thing where all the 800 generals came. What I thought was going to happen was I thought it was some big military move that he's gonna cut the military in half, and he's gonna make the guys that want to stand for the Constitution instead of Donald Trump, he's gonna fire them. And what it was like, it was the weirdest thing. It was like they came to a seminar on manscaping. Like what? Like
it was like a sales company has a retreat, and they have all their employees.
Totally.
Come on, guys!
The seminar.
And then the CEO talks for way too long.
Yeah,
and
they're like,
the headline of the Atlantic today was "Hundreds of generals try to keep a straight face." That's the whole headline. Because if you saw their faces in the audience, you actually texted with the colonel, my stepdad, this morning. And
he said it was an embarrassment.
That was what he said.
And he knows some of those guys. He said it was an embarrassment because they were not happy.
They had their entire arsenal in their eyes. Aimed like this motherfucker.
Think about the logistics. Some of these people are stationed in Asia.
Yep. Right.
We're talking about all over the world.
Zones.
Last week, hey, by the way, get back over here by Tuesday. So they fly whatever red eye, they get it booked, and they have to go through the military. So they got
and
it
how many
booked.
Millions did that cost?
Exactly.
Not quickly. How many millions are we paying for that? They leave somewhat war zones. They leave their
and some actual
troops.
War zones.
They leave their and some actual war zones. They leave their jobs. Serious shit. Fly on a red eye, probably terrible seats because military, and come. Well, I don't know. Do you think they flew commercial, or do you think that they actually sent had them bring planes back?
I'm sure. Well, they did what they were.
Either way, it cost us a lot of money.
Those guys have a different sense of duty than the grunts. Those guys have been in the military 40 years. They know the bullshit of it, and they know what they stand for. So I think if some of them got on C-130s and flew, they probably did it. You know, they said that. But
think about that. All those logistics to come to whatever they think might be some serious thing, and to have it just be a Donald Trump MAGA rally.
But for optics.
But
excuse me, to have like all these. Okay, here's what people didn't quite understand. I don't give a shit. It's Quantico. You have all of our military. You could have cut the head off our entire military if Putin was crazy. Could have just nuked over. They know where Quantico is.
Yep.
You know, you could, and you put them all together in one room. Don't you guys have super secret Zoom? I think we talked about this last week. You got to have super secret Zoom.
That's what it's called, actually.
Well,
SSD.
they knew not to let Pete Hegseth get tech.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I mean, and not only that, but then to go through all of those logistics, leave their duty, which is impossible for these people. I mean, you've met my stepfather. His sense of duty is so great. I mean, even down to minutia. You cannot deter that man. Bless you. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
You cannot deter that man from whatever it is that he believes are his duties or his orders to complete. And so they leave there, they come here, and then the two dudes that get up in front of them and talk shit about how they look. Hegseth said no more fat generals, is the hairsuit, Pete Hairsuit, who put hair and makeup in at the Pentagon, who's a Fox Weekend host, and Orange McFluffy
and sexual assaulter that he paid off a woman.
Both of them. And then Chubby McFatterstein, and his girdle, his kitten heels, and his spray tan with his cat piss toupee. It's like, they had to be like, you flew us back here.
But also,
they had to create new war plans, and things have to go up the chain because in case the general has to leave, now this guy's got to step up, and we have to change this.
But also,
the plan.
They also didn't know what was going to happen. It wasn't like there's supposedly. I keep reading online on whether there's this thing. It looks like a rock in space. They've been tracking it for a few years. Some people think it's an alien ship, whatever, and it's getting closer. Okay, it's just the internet shit, I'm sure. And listen, until the aliens are like. And I'm like, is it ice? And they go, no, we're from another planet. I'm like, come on in then. Fool's fine. So so these guys didn't know if they were getting called for, there's an alien invasion coming. We need everybody here because it's a worldwide problem. Got that. That's why you bring everybody in one room. China has been moving stuff. They're going after Taiwan. I need all you guys ready. Got it. To talk about their fucking facial hair. And that you guys need to get in some yoga and maybe hot yoga. I want you fat guys in hot yoga. And then
it's all about physical appearance.
But I put it in the Armageddon update. Stephen Chung is a rare one of the rarest things on the planet. A obese Asian. True that.
Sumo wrestlers.
True that. Again, rare. There's not a whole lot. You don't just see sumo wrestlers walking around.
That's when I first saw my in person, like fully spread male butt cheeks and balls, the dangle, because I lived in Okinawa when I was 6 and 7.
Your first sexual awakening was sumo wrestlers?
It was not an awakening. It was a go to sleep, sleep.
I'm a lesbian.
Like when you take your dog to the vet and they just go to sleep. That was how I felt because my mom wanted us to experience all culture when we were in Okinawa. So we traveled to remote areas and basket weavers, and we climbed the steps to the tombs and the Buddha and all that, and sumo wrestling, and we had a front row seat.
Okay, so let me
that's
finish.
a guarantee that she.
Sorry,
then you got Tom
he
Holman.
Said sumo, it triggered
you got
me.
Tom Holman, who's a canned ham in a suit.
Oh, when you said that the other day, that is such a perfect description of Tom Holman. You guys go look him up. Canned ham. Out of the can in a suit.
He's just processed, pasty ass meat. And so you got all these guys, and then Trump is the most out of shape human being, wolfing down McDonald's. And I've said it, I'll keep saying
Jared.
it. Please, Big Mac, as it's going down, get stuck. Do your job, because billions will be served.
Speaking of lesbians, Jared Kushner, when you've got him. I mean, these are all supposed to be our example of the master race. Alpha tan their balls men.
But also knowing, as a public speaker for a long time,
did
you guys notice how lame, like it wasn't, like it was, and the response from the generals, when they cut to the pictures of all of them, just like, they're all like this. Like it's like these guys are just we should frag this guy right now. Everybody's going, we could handle this right now. We could fix everything right now. You could just see them all thinking, just both of these guys right now. We could handle everything right now. Because by the way, who's going to stop us?
Yeah. We are the military.
Yeah. We are the guys.
The biggest one.
Reuters said that the top military officials were summoned by a former Fox News personality and a former reality television star. The whole thing had a made-for-TV element when they were summoned on short notice last week. Hegseth opened by saying, "Foolish and reckless political leaders set the wrong compass heading. And we set the wrong compass heading, and we lost our way. We became the woke department, but not anymore."
What does that even mean? And how does that relate to military readiness? What is he fucking talking about? I went out the woke department. What the fuck?
You know, at least in Dr. Strangelove, they were in a private war room. This is like a broadcast farce to the nth degree.
Don't know what that means, but
Dr. Strangelove.
I like the name of it.
We're gonna watch Dr. Strangelove. Peter Sellers.
Is it a porn?
No.
I'm sure there is one. No.
Probably, yeah.
It is the funniest.
Dr. Strangebane.
You know, I didn't even think about it. It actually, Dr. Strangelove kind of really fits right now.
It foreshadows,
really well.
yes.
Yeah.
Interesting. He then went on to defend his firing of flag officers, including the top U.S. general, who is black, and the Navy's top admiral, who is a woman. He said those officers he relieved were part of a broken culture. He's saying this to their colleagues that they came up with. One thing I noticed about Randy is, like, my stepdad is that, like, he knows Millie. He knows Lloyd Austin because they all came up together and cross-stationed at different bases. Yeah. So
wait. So this Nazi who's got Nazi tattoos, who's got white supremacist tattoos all over his body, in front of these guys who know these people, Lloyd Austin, who respected Lloyd Austin, I forget that woman's name, but she got, when she got taken out, people wrote things like, "Are you kidding?" Yeah. She was like, she had like so many tours of duty. She was about to, so he had the balls, this Nazi fuck, to get up on that stage. Lisa Franchetti, to get up and go after Austin and Franchetti after he's already fired them
with their people. Well, then he goes on to say, he promised sweeping changes to how the Pentagon will handle discrimination complaints and investigate accusations of wrongdoing. He said this system has all top brass walking on eggshells. You know what you don't do when we go to theaters and clubs is walk on eggshells about rape accusations.
No.
You know why?
Because I'm doing a lot of raping.
Yeah. Or any.
Yeah,
to
that's
be
true.
Exact.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
At all. Graping. We have to say graping for you too.
Thank you.
If the words I'm speaking today are making your heart sink, then you should do the honorable thing and resign. I know the overwhelming majority of you feel the opposite. These words make your heart feel full. Like, what is happening?
He's a bad speaker.
He's terrible.
Like, that's not even a good speech at all. That's like dude, and also to bring them in, nobody was like, "I can't believe I get to go to Quantico." They were like, the words "this motherfucker" were said over and over.
He had his hair all gelled and he had his little matching pocket square. He said it was completely unacceptable to see fat generals and admirals in the hall of the Pentagon. Everything's about aesthetics with him. He said, he then emphasized the importance of grooming standards. He called generals back to the United States to tell them how important it is to do their hair and shave.
Do you think he has a grinder profile? Do you think he might? Because, I mean, this is really weird. But this is a guy he was in the military, National Guard, but it's weird that this is what he cared about.
Yeah.
Yes.
And brought all the leaders of our military into one place to tell them that.
Just send out an email. We're going to, because then he said, no more beardos.
Beardos.
He said, Reuters says he said to a completely silent audience.
Do you know what's really funny is that I watched a big chunk of it, and every time, as a comic, I know when people are trying to get a reaction, and nothing. It was painful. It was painful. And
he said no beardos?
No more beardos.
SEAL teams and like Delta. They're all beards.
Again, a guy who has no fucking matters. A guy who has literally no operational awareness. Literally zero. Okay, so in the Middle East, so for our guys, you just want us to get killed. You don't want them to grow some kind of thing so at least people get past it and they have some respect for us. Scotty came back, my nephew Scotty came back, and he had like a full-on beard and stuff. You know why? Because that's that culture. Yeah. And you want to fit in so we can get the information we need to protect the U.S. citizens and make sure that our interests are taken care of across the world. He's the dumbest. It's almost like it's almost like he wants it to be a gay trip to Cancun. It was like, we're all going, boys. Everyone shave it up and get those abs. Who's fat? You're a fatty, fat. I mean, like, it's the weirdest. I've never seen a speech done by any military leader that dealt with so little actual operational capability.
He went on to a lot about politically correct, political correctness. The era, politically correct, overly sensitive, don't hurt anyone's feelings. Leadership ends right now.
Yet Trump's feelings get hurt he tried to get rid of Jimmy Kimmel and he got rid of Stephen Colbert.
For a joke. He said, no more division, distraction, or gender delusions. He discussed the importance of the warrior ethos.
The guy with the makeup room in the Pentagon. The guy who actually put a makeup room in the Pentagon who slicks his hair back. Like, really, that guy is talking about the warrior ethos?
He said, here you go, ladies. He issued new directives that will raise physical standards for everyone in uniform to a male level. Toughen grooming
we're going to bring in
standards.
Jared Kushner again to do some pull-ups. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, Stephen Miller is going to show you like his press to handstand.
He's going to do his CrossFit
Donald Trump. He wears foundation garments.
And kitten heels.
Though Windsor Castle was so upset, it was a whole big thing because he left the room. They're used to everything being restored to perfection. He left the room with takeout containers everywhere and orange spray tan and makeup all over everything. Like,
are you joking?
No, I am
Holy
not joking.
Shit! He's like a teenager, like my son.
He said, we're going to lift restrictions on rules of engagement, do away with racial quotas, and end restrictions on hazing for boot camp recruits.
So let's talk about that. So what he basically said, rules of engagement mean that we have certain rules. You can't just go, you have to make sure you have enough information if you're going to hit a car because you're not sure if that car, in fact, last year, a couple years ago in Afghanistan, we blew up a car that a guy was delivering food and it killed his family. Okay, so we were like, oh shit, we didn't get enough intel to prove that. Yeah. He's saying we need to get rid of the rules of engagement and just fucking go nuts. So that's how atrocities happen. That's how you end up in the annals of history as a Nazi. I said annals, not annals. I meant annals. How you end up in the colon, the shit trough of history because you committed a bunch of atrocities. That's how thousands of bodies get put into mass graves. Of course, Trump's good at that because we've already stacked bodies in refrigerator trucks during the first fuck up administration he had. So honestly, this guy's saying, I would like to take out this okays concentration camps. This okays gas showers. This okays ovens. Like, do you understand what this guy's saying?
It inflames the war when it's like you're trying to contain it. You're trying to control it.
And women. Take out women too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, take out women too. Okay.
Screw male. He kept saying male standards over and over and over. And yet I put to you that maybe you want to throw in right here, Hegseth doing pull-ups, which he
right here.
did.
Let's all take a second and watch Pete Hegseth, his incredible physical prowess, and watch him do a couple of pull-ups and go.
Young man, there's no need to feel down. I said, young man, pick yourself off the ground.
They have to pass the toughness test.
And here's him throwing an axe.
Who's going to win this battle with the lumberjack? That's coming up next.
I can't believe he posted that.
Here's him hitting himself in the nuts with a skateboard.
They have to pass the toughness test.
That's the guy who's in charge of our military.
So he posted those. First of all, they were close, narrow grip bicep pull-ups, and he still couldn't do those all the way down. No. But then there was
Marjorie Taylor Greene did better pull-ups.
Let me just get this out. There was a woman, a fitness person on Instagram who just had a baby, and she said, let me show you how they're done. And she has the baby strapped to her in a Bjorn, wide grip, very slow, all the way up and down. And I was like, okay, but tell me more about male standards, asshole. He said... Talked a lot about firing those people. He said his rationale is straightforward. Let's see.
Not straight, really.
He's clearing the way for leaders to be leaders. You might say we are ending the war on warriors. He now has self-titled himself Secretary of War.
And a calendar is coming
Self-titled
out.
himself.
Did you see a calendar with like him, some
Him and
firemen,
some firemen,
the guys with abs,
warriors.
No fat generals in that one. That's what the calendar's called. No fat generals. Rare.
The interesting thing.
Do you see what he was promoting his book? You know that, right?
Oh,
Secretary of War.
His book is called The War on Warriors. And
Oh.
he actually says this. So here's one of his big drop funny lines where he's waiting. This is literally you ever see a comic do a bit? You ever do it? We all have bits that get consistent applause, and then one night you do it knowing it's going to get applause, and it fucking gets nothing.
And if there's video, you're going.
Where'd it go?
Yeah.
Cut
It
to the
causes
military.
a physical reaction.
It makes you ill. You're like,
because you're leaning into what you know is going to be this response.
and he goes, we're going to stop the war on warriors. I think somebody may have written a book about that.
Oh God!
Holy shit!
You know, like he went. You hoard your merch.
Everything is a
You
fucking
hoard your merch.
You say that as Donald Trump walks out in a MAGA hat, or so, I mean,
he hoards his own merch.
Before he left the White House for the event, Trump told reporters that he would fire military leaders if he did not like them. This was on his way to speak for more than an hour in front of these poor people.
He was also late.
That's so classy.
He was like 23 minutes late.
Wow.
You know damn well they had to stop at the McDonald's drive-thru. That's why he had to get some McNuggets.
If this was all to show, it's a big show of authority. It did the fucking opposite.
The opposite.
Absolute.
I will tell you, a lot of those guys made a decision that if these guys try some shit,
helped us.
Right then.
Yes. Yeah. If
I
these,
actually said to him yesterday, I said, they don't even dictator well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I know I go back to it all the time, but FART, the Floor Action Response Team, it's everything they do is
clownish.
It's clownish, yes.
Clownish. So then Trump comes out. He's 23 minutes late to the military thing.
After saying he'll fire if he doesn't like them.
He walks out to dead silence, and you should get the quote because it's really funny.
I have it.
He is.
But I was going to say, this episode's brought to you by
By who?
Hungry Root.
Hungry Root. Oh,
And then I wanted to talk about
deliver the
Hungry
coolest
Root.
stuff.
They do.
Hungry Root.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's the best thing you ever get.
Hungry Root.
Hungry Root.
Oh, that was good. You're welcome, Hungry Root, for that. If you guys haven't tried this yet, it is such a super cool delivery service where you can grocery shop from home for high quality, not just ingredients, not just snacks, not just pre-made meals, but also produce. Proteins, or recipes that take 3 to 5 minutes.
But they also kind of lean into what you want. So I knew you to check it out, but they also, if you tell them, but also can't they pick a thing too?
So they do. So they will fill your cart with personalized selections that get smarter with every order. Right. So when you sign up, you go and put what you don't like, can't eat, what you love, what your goals are and stuff. And then it's like AI. It gets smarter every time you get an order because it really gets to know you. You can get smoothies, kid snacks, sweets, salad kits, supplements, whatever your nutrition goal is, whatever you're up to, Hungry Root will support you with that, like gluten-free, dairy-free, high protein, stuff like that, gut health. So you start out by taking that quiz, and it's called Smart Cart Technology. It'll then recommend groceries and supplements tailored to you. And it's basically like having a personal shopper.
Right.
And helps you achieve these goals, because I am here to tell you that after you get this delivery, your pantry and your refrigerator are so packed with easy,
it's a little magical,
good stuff.
Yeah, because you walk in and go, oh, wow, that's there. You know,
I'm not going to order McDonald's. I'm going to have this thing that looks so insanely good and it's already ready.
You're ready for the military.
They get rid of all that crap that the U.S. allows that other countries don't. Over 200 additives like high fructose corn syrup, preservatives, artificial sweeteners. They don't have
it's actually
that crap.
Healthier on top of it all?
Yeah, they are more, this is more like the European standard, right?
Yeah.
They source top quality meat and seafood with no hormones, antibiotics. You can get organic, non-GMO. This is the best of the best. And how did you feel when we opened the last box?
Like Christmas?
You're always excited.
You go through it and there's stuff they add sometimes, like it's not just stuff you check off because sometimes, but if you set it to let them pick basically kind of what you're already going for, they'll send you something new that you didn't expect. And you're like, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah. So you can change it or let them select it. Take advantage of our exclusive offer for a limited time. You can get 40% off of your first box and a free item in every box for life. Go to hungryroot.com/Titus. Use promo code Titus. That's hungryroot.com/Titus, promo code Titus to get 40% off your first box and a free item of your choice for life. hungryroot.com/Titus, promo code Titus.
Yeah. When we do comedy, if we get a weird audience, and we had a couple this week, what ends up happening is I have a different gear. I've been doing it so long. I have a different gear. Like you as a performer, if they're not going, you like, okay, I'm shifting this gear. I'm getting you fuckers.
You have to get to the I don't give a shit phase.
Yeah. When you really know, or you know how to run a room. You know how to run a room. I've watched you walk on stage, good or bad audience, and like within 5 minutes, Ray's got them. So,
boy, Friday first show, y'all made me work, but I got him.
Friday second show was silly.
When I passed you, I said.
I felt the room shift. There was a point where I saw you made a decision. You were just like, it was
just taking a bunch of people that had worked all day and were still ordering food, and it was like a second grade classroom. Everybody's like,
get him on the same bus. Get him on the same bus.
Yes, and all of a sudden, when they all turned to me, went quiet, and locked in, I was like, yes.
Yeah. So Trump doesn't have that skill.
He
doesn't. So I watched him. He walks on stage to. He said, the guy is so fragile. He's so thin-skinned. He's such a baby. He walks on stage and goes, well, that's the quietest room I've ever walked into in my life.
Yeah. Did he say sullen?
He goes, that's okay. And he goes, I'm paraphrasing. I want you to find it. He goes, but that's okay. He goes, you guys do what you want. Clap, don't clap, whatever. He goes, but
so it's not okay.
No, then
if you don't like what I'm saying, you can leave the room. Of course, there goes your rank. There goes your future.
There's a sentence 4. He's 4 sentences in. He's 4 sentences in. Told them, hey, fuck you guys. If you guys aren't a better audience than this, I'm out. It's you know what it is? It's the bitchy middle act who didn't get introduced right.
That's not how you get them. Jesus Christ.
But also, how are you the guy in charge of our military, and you started by threatening them?
What a spoiled fucking little kid.
Yeah.
The thing is, he said to them, I am with you, I support you, and as president, I have your backs 100%. And yet, they didn't know that when he was boarding, did he take Marine One or Air Force One, he said, I'm just going to fire the ones I don't like. He's such a liar.
So I was thinking about why is this guy so bad? Because, there's a million, we could talk about all the minutiae. We could talk about all the tiny shit, why this guy's bad. You know what it is? The big thing is the macro is he has zero empathy or sympathy. Mm-hmm. He doesn't care that this shutdown they just started is going to destroy how many tens, 20,000, 30,000 employees' lives. Yep. How many people in the TSA are not getting paid now? They have to show up for work now. Ray and I got to get on planes. So you people have to get on planes. Do you really want the guy who's not getting paid to be looking for the bomb?
He also has no self-awareness. Like during the worst economic inequality in the country, you're gonna put everything in the Oval Office gold. You're gonna have a show of wealth.
Yeah, and then you're gonna fly all these guys and women last second back to the United States
for nothing.
During a government shutdown.
Again, if the meeting was,
you don't want to prioritize maybe funding our government, which would include, by the way, their paychecks, my stepfather's retirement check, my dad's retirement check.
Oh God,
my brother's paycheck. I mean,
wait, you're going to give Venezuela $20 billion? Why? So the
Argentina
guy,
too.
Was it Argentina or Venezuela? Argentina or Venezuela. He's sending $20 billion to help with the election of the guy that he wants elected.
Yeah, like some $20 billion.
The White House looks like a really shitty whorehouse. Which I get it. His his grandfather was the first generation. He was an immigrant, came here, started a whorehouse. So you totally get. Trump understood in his lineage, there's pimps. His grandfather was a pimp and ran a hotel.
Right.
So then he pimped girls out with Epstein. Yeah. Like there was over $1 billion run through that account. And a lot of it was, I mean, they're saying that Trump's in those accounts. That's what they're saying. So when it comes down to it, pimp and running whorehouses is literally in Trump's DNA. And that's what the White House looks like now. And this fucking ballroom that he's putting next to it. Guys, I'm going to tell you something. I'm sorry I swear so much. I heard myself on the podcast today, and I hate myself for doing it. I'm going to clean it up a little bit. I'll find a smarter word. I should be smarter than this. It looks like they decided to add a Costco to the White House. It's like, they're like, you know what? This brilliant historical building that goes back that was built by slaves, then burned down and rebuilt, and that we've had some of the biggest, the most incredible world peace agreement signed, where President Kennedy stood in the Oval Office. Why don't we put a mall on the edge of it? It's like he's a clown.
You have to understand the insult to injury added, that he, instead of working on funding the government, flies them here for this reality TV episode.
Moment, yeah.
And as of October, they got paid because it comes in. Randy said it would come in at midnight. They are not set to get another paycheck.
Because it's the first of the month.
Correct.
It's the first of the month.
So these people that are sitting in front of him for this bullshit, instead of doing their jobs and him doing his job, they are not going. Their next paycheck is at the mercy of Congress.
He doesn't do his job. Like the funny thing about this guy is he
golfed all
week. He golfed all week. He told Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries wanted to meet with him. He canceled the meeting.
Then he had it and posted a racist post of Hakeem in a sombrero with a mustache. And did you see that?
Oh no, we'll put it right here, guys.
And he has Schumer say things that he didn't actually say.
Guys, we're going to put this AI generated thing really quick that Trump sent out about Hakeem Jeffries, the head of the House, the most powerful guy in the House of Representatives on the Democratic side, and Senator Schumer. Here it is.
Not even black people want to vote for us anymore. Even Latinos hate us. So we need new voters.
What the fuck?
Exactly.
What the fuck?
Exactly. And that's the president. That's the president of our United. That's the guy. So let's go back. Do you remember when Nixon was on the Gong Show? No. Do you remember when Obama? When you said child, it's so that we're scared of this guy. A lot of people are scared of. And up until yesterday, when I saw the faces of those military men, I realized, we don't have to be scared.
Yeah.
There was concern that the commanders traveling from around the world to hear this shitty speech might get stuck away from their assigned work locations because the government shut down that night. But a memo went out saying that they must return home as soon as possible if a shutdown occurs while on work travel.
Wow.
Any travel costs incurred will be reimbursable once the spending resumes.
So they have to, out of their own pocket.
So wait. So they have to go back and they have to pay for it?
Tariff.
Fudge. See, I didn't swear. It's no way to run a government. So here's when I say sympathy and empathy. Here's what you need to be president of the United States, because he's treating this like a company, and like every company he's had, he's run into the ground or gone bankrupt with it. Yeah. Every single one. So including casinos, which is impossible. I think the casino thing, the only way you can ruin a casino is if you're taking skimming money off the back. And he lost $921 million on an Atlantic City casino, and he wrote it off on his taxes. So I think they think the money went out the back door. I read a couple articles, and then he claimed that as a loss on his taxes. Mm-hmm. So it's literally $1.8 billion, really. So to run a government, it's not a business. You think it is because there's always money in the thing. We're making so much money. You're not making any money. You're charging American taxpayers money to buy a TV that costs $150. Now it costs $200 because you put a tariff on it. Yep. So you're basically you're just
siphoning.
With siphoning, you just increase the taxes on every American.
Yep.
I'm not buying anything for a long time. Yep. Best thing you should do, people, just don't buy anything. You want to end all this quickly? Stop spending money.
Do a Disney. Let's do a Disney Plus on this shit.
Let's stop.
I do want to say this before we go away from what he said. America is under invasion from within.
This is what
we're under invasion from within. No different than a foreign enemy, but more difficult in many ways because they don't wear uniform.
You know, this is what Hitler said, right? Yeah. That's what he called the Jews, the enemy within. He's literally quoting Hitler. That's Hitler. Hitler said the enemy within and then pointed to the Jews. So the enemy within for him is the Democrats. I was in Portland 9 days ago. I want you people to know something about Portland. Portland is the nicest, cleanest, freshest city. I walked all
if
through.
we're being honest, they have a homeless problem that has grown over the last 10
Not any.
years.
No, it's taken care of. They have services. Yeah, I agree. They used to, and same with Seattle. They take care of it now. I walked through all downtown. It wasn't any worse than Los Angeles at all in the valley.
Yeah.
But not as bad as Alabama. Not as bad as Tennessee. Not as bad as Florida. Mississippi, Florida. So it's bullshit, guys. Just so you know, there's no violence in Portland. It's not. You don't send the troops in for a homeless problem.
Right.
There's no violence in Portland. I walked through the downtown, went to a artisan chocolate shop, had a latte made, a raspberry chocolate latte made. Guess what? No violence. You know, I will say it was a little bit, they do some thing with some flavoring that was a little bit intense.
A little bit violent.
Yeah, flavors. Possibly on my taste buds.
He also was
there was a war. But then again, and guess what? Flavor
about
won.
The
Flavor
nuclear
won.
program. He was talking about rebuilding the U.S. nuclear arsenal, and then went off on a tangent about sending a nuclear submarine to the coast of Russia in response to a threat. Then he said,
Wait, do you understand that's
can't say, this is classified, I can't say if there were one or two. And then I sent you guys both this on Instagram.
The N-word thing you said?
But especially two. And then he goes, I call it the N-word. Nuclear. And then he goes to himself, there are two N-words and you can't use either of them.
Wait.
That's what he said. He said. He's a clown. There's two words. By the way, you know, guys. And by the way, there's some black guys in the audience. The two words you can't say. You can say I want to say them both. So he just basically, knowing the camera's on, gave away classified top secret information on a microphone that he sent a nuclear sub to Russia when Russia was threatening stuff.
This is how he gets away with all this shit. It's constant. Every day, he's just running a fucking TV show. Everything is just we can't pinpoint or the country can't focus on one, every hour. What's the national conversation right now? That's his skill. Keep
flood the zone is what Bannon said.
All the talk about everything. We almost had it with the Epstein files.
He said he's ended 7 wars. He's been saying that a lot. He said if he solves Gaza and Israel Hamas situation, he'll give himself credit for solving 8+. And then because he would give himself 2 or 3 for the one in Gaza. He then noted that the Middle East is a big part of the earth.
What?
Then he also
he just realized this?
Yes.
Oh.
He then also would stop mid-sentence a lot. He seemed confused and very tired.
Oh, he was rattled.
And I think he was very intimidated.
You could feel the hatred.
Yes.
And
we've these
been
are
in a room,
people that have accomplished what you never could and never will.
No, and all that, you actively avoided it and then called everyone in that room a sucker and a loser.
At another point, he praised himself for being the 45th, 46th, and 47th president. He then...
What?
Then...
Wait, he was president during Biden?
On. He makes it weird. Always you're what? And then he makes it, what?
Yeah.
He then says, I don't want credit for 46, which was when Biden was in, but I like having it. Wait, you don't want credit.
You don't get both.
But you like having it.
First of all, you weren't. What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about?
He told the generals that he deserves the Nobel Peace Prize again, and admirals.
Guess what he's never going to get?
Yeah, exactly.
He said if he solves Russia's war in Ukraine, he will have ended 8 wars in 8 months.
He made up a new department. It said the Department of Peace. And he said, you know who's going to run it? This great guy. His name?
I don't know.
Is Donald J. Trump.
Oh, no.
And he said, everyone's saying that I should do it. And I said, I'm busy, but I'm going to do it.
Did he say that in the speech?
Important. Yeah.
Oh,
this is
maybe I'm not there yet. Then he talked to himself and said, will you get the Nobel Prize? Absolutely not, which is a big insult to our country. He also complained about wanting big, beautiful, firm paper for signing
what?
military commissions.
What is going on?
And professed his love for the real gold writing that's used on military commissions. We love real gold writing.
He called these guys all back from around the world
to talk
for
about
this?
big, beautiful, firm paper.
Do we laugh or cry? Do we laugh or cry?
Here's what I think. What? I think Jimmy Kimmel showed us what to do, and I think Stephen Colbert is showing us. I think right now, the one thing these people hate more than anything is to be mocked, and they're so mockable. Like, you know who's not mockable? Those 800 guys sitting there. Those guys and women are sitting there. They're badasses, and they sat there like, "Is this why the fuck I came here?"
Yeah. Then he said how they work their whole lives to become a general or an admiral, and the president signs their commissions, and I get to do that. And then started saying, "Actually, I love my signature. I really do." He's telling the generals and admirals about how he loves his signature on big, beautiful, firm paper.
He's saying this to the generals
for over an hour.
I couldn't watch the whole thing. So, and just so you guys know, go look at a clip of it if you can.
Then
you can find it.
He talks about auto pen.
He goes like he's talking like this, and he's just kind of drifting all over the place. Listen, not even. Let's just say I was an independent. Let's say I wasn't, didn't know the history that I know. We need to 25th Amendment this guy. Yes. That you guys had the balls, that these maggots had the balls to say Joe Biden had dementia, to say that Joe Biden was old and Joe Biden admits it. In Kamala Harris's book, she says that debate, he had just got off like 3 worldwide flights. That he was going kind of, so he was sick, he had COVID, and he went and he was out of it. Got it. We've all been sick. Yes.
And he's old.
But and he's old. By the way, granted, Biden was old. I will tell you this: if we had Biden or Kamala right now, we wouldn't be going through what we're going through right now. No fucking way. Excuse my language again. Go ahead.
This episode brought to you by AG1, but also AGZ.
People, I am taking AGZ. I had it last night. Can I tell you? Deep sleep. Have you taken any of it yet? Deep sleep.
It is.
Okay. All right. So listen. I'm used to companies saying like, it does this now, it does that now. And then you do it and you're like, I don't notice a difference. I take AG1 all the time. AGZ, I've had it this week. I've had it 3 times. I have woken up, rested, more rested, deeper sleep. You tried to wake me up the first night I took it because my body, and I was like, you know, when you sleep, so and sometimes wake you up and you're like,
where am I?
I was extracting myself from another world. I was like, what?
So you've got your morning daytime ritual down with AG1. Now you can just complete the whole 24-hour round the clock support with AGZ. It is melatonin free. It's clinically studied herbs, adaptogens, and minerals. It tastes good. It's got like this herbal flavor. I like to put it in some hot water, like a tea. A little bit of hot water. You had it in a water bottle last night. I know, like I put it in my water bottle. No artificial flavors, sweeteners, or added sugar. You can do it warm or cold. I like it warm. It's kind of part of the whole thing. But you last night,
I didn't know you can do it warm. I'll do it in a cup of tea. That's awesome.
That's what I like about
AG.
it. He had it last night and put on. What were we watching? You put something on. Great British Baking Show.
Yep.
And which in itself is AGZ. It's TV AGZ.
And then I watched a Clint Eastwood movie just to clear my palate after the Great British.
Within 5 minutes, he was asleep next to me at like 10:30, and I thought, this is interesting.
That's new.
And you woke up when the show ended, and you went, AGZ. I took AGZ. That's what you said to me.
And I asked you if you've taken it yet, and you said no. And as much trouble as you have sleeping.
No, I did last night.
You did last night.
I did.
Good. Did it help?
Yeah, it's incredible. That's why I said that.
Okay,
good.
I didn't hear
me
say. Because at night I just remember before I went to sleep because I was out of it. I asked you if you had taken. You went no. I said you should.
You said you have to.
I said you have to try that.
Yeah, you did an ad for me. He said that, fell asleep, and I was like, so I got up and went and got it.
I didn't know that I was asleep.
I love that you can get some nutrients, get some actual multitasking.
Yeah.
Think of the health work you're doing.
That's while
you're doing nothing and sleeping.
When I was doing it last night, I thought, I'm getting my nutrients.
Yeah. If you're ready to turn down the stress and focus on the rest, head to drinkag1.com/Titus. You'll get a free frother. It's pretty super sweet with your first purchase of AGZ. That's drinkag1.com/Titus. You can get this frother and it's it's cool. It's bzzz. So you put the AG1 in the
hot water
tea mug, yeah, and then you got a tool, which you love having tools and stuff, and then it blends it for you, and then you take that, put it on the coaster by the bed.
I love the idea of a hot. I'm gonna try it hot. All right.
Yeah. drinkag1.com/Titus. I'm curious about how he thinks he solved 8 wars in 8 months.
He didn't. I read it.
What 8 wars does he think were
India,
happening?
Pakistan, which they had a skirmish for 3 days. He says there was it wasn't Azerbaijan. He said the wrong.
That was funny.
He said the wrong country. Hey, listen, if you say you're going to stop 7 wars, you should probably know the countries of the wars you stopped the wars in.
He said I've never walked into a room so silent before. If you want to applaud, you applaud. Dead silence. And the thing is, he feeds off of energy at his rallies, and it was dead silent. Even when he said applaud for me, they were like,
when Hegseth walks off, he does this thing where he goes, and I talked about it, and then we're going to update. I want to talk about Hegseth. Hegseth says, move forward and draw fire. I'm sorry, what? Did you just tell the military that they need to draw fire? That's not what they do. They fucking sneak around, and we don't draw fire. We send fire. We don't draw fire. You moron, dude.
But that's why he actually has signed a thing to change the name of the department to Department of War,
right,
from Defense. So that's exactly what they're saying.
Yeah, incite it.
Yes.
And show where you are. If you're set up as a sniper, shoot it into the air.
Draw fire.
First.
Yeah. By the way, we're issuing everybody flares and speakers.
And store your weapons in the front of your pants.
Neon hats.
Put it right there.
The new uniforms are orange with reflective striping.
We're right here.
Why? Well, we want you to draw fire.
Flares, all the flares to the base.
I don't understand all the tarps.
He said we should use these dangerous cities as training grounds for our military, and he means LA, Portland, Chicago.
Do you guys know he just told our military generals that we're going to basically violate the Posse Comitatus Act every day. We're going to send troops into cities, and we're going to use them as practice war zones.
And wait, so draw fire. And let's train them in U.S. cities.
Yes.
So draw fire in U.S. cities.
Yes.
Is that what the takeaway here is?
He also said, and it's not in this.
But Hegseth walked off after saying that. Draw fire, like they're bad. You're a bunch of badass. You know what it's a guy who played Halo too long drunk. That's what it is. It's a guy.
But you're an idiot if you think that strength and leadership is going and inciting the fight.
Right. Yeah. Right. No, that's what pussies do. That's the guy who walks in the bar and just starts shoulder trucking people. That guy, by the way, eventually is bleeding in the parking lot and saying, "I'm calling the cops, man."
That's the guy who claims that he's an alpha male. It's all talk. It's all like
anybody who brings that alpha beta male shit up. I'm like, I instantly know who you are. Yeah. You can't fight. Yeah. B, not only can you not fight. A, you're probably I know you have gay porn in your house.
Yeah,
I know you do, which is fine. God bless you. But you should be okay with it. I know that you do things that you're not proud of. I know that you can't talk to a woman.
Yeah,
if you're like alpha beta, shut the fuck up.
You love YMCA from the Village People.
Yeah, he bitched about Putin, called him a paper tiger. Obviously, he's just heard that term. Blamed Putin now for the ongoing war.
Well, that's good.
There is a quote in that video I sent to you where he says something about how we're the best country in the world, something about how he's doing it better than anyone. And then to the top military leaders, he goes, actually, Putin told me that. He uses Vladimir Putin as his reference for his compliment.
There's a picture that I saw of the audience of the 800 generals, and one guy's like this.
Yeah.
Wow. He's got his and by the way, and this is right after the UN speech where it was a similar fucking thing.
Oh,
like you're talking to the other leaders of the world, and you're going to be like, your country is shit. And we're the best. At least, and look at these floors.
At least he's consistent. Yeah. They had Terrazzo. What the fuck?
What? You're at the fucking United Nations.
Yeah, he is. He's the worst we've ever had.
The ICE officer that pushed. I called this last week. That pushed the woman to the ground is back on duty.
Yep.
I called this last week. That's why they wouldn't clarify what it meant. Relieved of duty. He's got sent home for the day.
So remember, I keep saying something's going to happen. I keep saying it. It's kind of happening now. Like I'm saying, so there is a George Floyd moment coming in the next month, in the next couple of weeks. Now that, because we are in chaos right now. I want to remind people, guy, when the second he came into president, send Doge in, they cleared the FAA out and we had plane crashes. Like, do you guys know doesn't that feel like 15 years ago?
Yes.
That was 8 months ago.
Yeah, exactly.
So everything the guy does, everything he does doesn't work. He has not stopped 7 wars. Look it up. He has not stopped 7 wars. As a matter of fact, he said he was going to end Ukraine on day one. Day one. We are now 240 days in.
He's so desperate to get the country into a civil war that hopefully, like you're saying, it's going to fail. Because they're fucking horrible at what they're doing.
If you don't think that somewhere there's been a meeting amongst Lloyd Austin and some of these top military guys that, like, listen, there may be a day we have to step in. Why do you think Congress is tolerating this now? Is it because they're in the Epstein files? Because this is all a distraction for the Epstein files. This is all just a distraction. There's a woman that got elected is Arizona? It's Arizona. She, a Democrat House member, got elected. Mike Johnson refused to seat her.
Got elected.
She got elected. Refuses to seat her because she's the 218th vote to release the Epstein files. There are people on the Epstein files. There's videos. There's all kinds of stuff that if they release it, listen, we all know the guy's a scumbag. We all know the guy's is probably the worst human being any of us have ever seen. Imagine what's in those files that we don't know. Like, what's the level?
Yeah.
Like, because I've never seen anybody, like, how heinous is what he did that he's using every level of power, every person in power, every distraction, the military guys, because he knew that would divert people. Then nothing happened there. Now we have a government shutdown so we can close Congress so they can't vote on it. Like, what is in those files? What is in this? Because I'll tell you what's not in those files. A ton of Democrats. Do you know why I know that? Because these guys, if it was a ton of Democrats, it'd be out.
Yeah, oh yeah.
There'd be posters,
Exactly.
There'd be video, there'd be a hearing, there'd be a commercial.
Yep.
There'd be a full-length feature.
I don't think that we should politically draw lines about this because, like, they do.
If there is Democrats on there, they should be taken out.
I'm sure there are. I mean, I don't.
But why?
They're trying to politicize it when really it's just about, for some reason, people in power, men in power, want to see and have sex with little kids. I mean,
Did
it
you
is
see what
like
Ted Cruz said yesterday?
You showed me that. You showed me, and you said
Not
you
AI.
weren't sure.
I looked it up. It's not AI. Ted Cruz says, you should bring it up. Bring the clip. Ted Cruz says we need to protect pedophiles. Just type that in. I'm telling you. They think it was a Freudian slip, that he was talking. He was going, we need to stop doing this. We need to stop doing this. We need
He
to stop.
said, let's stop attacking
Stop
pedophiles.
attacking pedophiles. Ted Cruz said this. Yep.
Texas senator made the brutal, potentially Freudian slip during a Senate hearing about crime on Tuesday. He said, Senator Booker also said we should have bipartisan agreement. I think that's a great idea. We should have bipartisan agreement. How about we all come together and say, let's stop murders? How about we all come together and say, let's stop rapes? How about we all come together and say, let's stop attacking pedophiles?
That doesn't sound like a Freudian slip.
I saw the video you showed me, and it was,
It's so out of control. I thought this has got to be AI, and then it's not AI.
Even the worst criminals think we should attack pedophiles.
Yeah.
They're in
By the way,
prison.
it's called short eyes. If you go to prison, you're a chomo. If you go to prison and you hurt a kid, they'll jack it. You know why? Because all those criminals have kids.
Yeah.
And they're like, I'm in prison now. Guess what? If you ain't getting out.
The psychopaths of the world also understand that you should attack pedophiles.
Here's what Trump has learned, and watch him do it. And she brought it up just now. She brought it up a second ago. The radical violent left. So of all the political attacks in the last 10 to 15 years, 95% have been right-wing political attacks. Of all the political murders in the last 15 years, 80% of those are right-wing. Those are just the CDC facts. Those are just facts. That he's continuing to say that the violent left radicals, the violent radical left, first of all, how violent? I'm not sure
Define violent.
Do you know what they're doing in Portland? People are dressing up in Victorian garb and having tea as the guys walk by. That's how violent Portland is. Wait, they're dressing up
the National Guard
as they're walking by. They're like, "Hello." That's great. So I think, look, violence is easy in a sense that, and it feels like power. Burning stuff down gives them. I've really got Jimmy Kimmel really inspired me. And that's why I've been doing these videos where actually, if you sit down and analyze what they're doing, it's so ridiculous. Like that speech from Hegseth, I didn't get to get this point out because we're so good at talking together. He wraps the speech up and draw fire. Thank you. God bless America. I've never heard, and it wasn't just a normal.
He was expecting. Yeah.
It was, yes, but it wasn't a normal military dead silence where they're like, so there was just like, you could just feel it. It was thick. It was thick of hatred. It was like, get the you piece. Like
a lot of breaths, like,
and to have the balls to call all those guys off on PT after we just watched him do pull-ups is crazy to me. Like, listen, I'm a stand-up comedian. I can do way more pull-ups than Pete Hegseth did. I can climb this 24-foot rope all day long.
He wasn't even going all the way down. He was doing this.
But the little leg kickers, again, Marjorie Taylor Greene did better CrossFit pull-ups, which were horrible.
Before we go today, I just wanted to tell you guys that Sean Diddy has moved to, he's moving to sentencing this Friday, so close to when this comes out, because the judge has rejected his argument that, and I just want you guys
wait. Oh, is this going to be nice? Is this funny?
That he's claimed to be protected by the First Amendment because he is an amateur pornographer and consumer of pornography.
How is that?
That's, by the way, okay. Do you know how bad it has to be that his lawyer came in and goes, I got it.
Free porn speech.
I am an amateur pornographer and record producer who also puts bombs in people's cars. By the way, and I just did that for video because we were doing
a prank on YouTube.
I am also doing a prank show where I beat the crap out of women near elevators and I blow up rivals' cars.
He's an influencer. Didn't work, so he's going to be sentenced on Friday. So just wait. Though.
Oh, yeah, he's going to pardon.
Yes. Yeah. That's what I think
I
is
wonder what the
next.
over-under on that is. I wonder if I bet you there's odds in Vegas. See if there's odds in Vegas that Diddy gets pardoned. Pardon odds for Diddy at Vegas. I would bet you there's someone who's taking odds on that. I bet you could bet on it. Because it is, we are living in the craziest time. So here's what I got. Watching Jimmy Kimmel, watching Stephen Colbert. And to watch Kimmel now, Kimmel has cranked it up to a point where it's just awesome. There is zero fucks given right now. And also Disney, to their credit, look, we get mad when people don't back up good people like Jimmy Kimmel or Stephen Colbert. That's that all the networks, all that whole big network thing, whatever they're called, that was canceling of Sinclair and the other one, Next something, whatever it is. They actually said, we're not going to air them in our markets. Well, Disney came in and went, well, guess what you're also not airing? The NFL. And then they were like, you know what? We're going to put Jimmy back on because that's our whole Sunday.
We said, well, hold on, wait. We said,
whoa.
Let me finish. We said,
exactly.
We're going to post it up.
So Jimmy Kimmel's back on. And I think the way to go here, people, because the one thing Trump hates more than anything, to the point where it actually made him run for president, is being mocked. So why don't we none of us get hurt, and why don't we just mock the shite out of these guys? God, the Secretary of War, Ronnie Chang did a very funny thing on the Daily Show, and they have such great writers. He did this thing where they Secretary of War, and then they gave Pete Hegseth his own guitar solo, like the Secretary of War. It was really funny.
Going on right now too is the Riyadh Comedy Festival in Saudi Arabia.
Oh yeah.
It is being said that the comedians that are from America are helping launder a brutal autocracy's reputation.
Yep.
It's
a propaganda thing.
Yes. Whitewashing their reputation. Chappelle, Louis C.K., Kevin Hart, Bill Burr, Jessica Kirson, Aziz Ansari, and Pete Davidson, who you pointed out his father was
Killed in 9/11.
Yes. Are all there. Big fat checks. Tim Dillon said that he was dropped. He had agreed, but got dropped because he made a joke about Saudi having slaves. That was before the festival even happened. Atsuko Okatsuka posted on Threads a contract offered to her to show how much money they're offering, like millions. But there's a whole section about content restrictions. Cannot say anything that may be considered to degrade, defame, bring into public disrepute, contempt, scandal, embarrassment, or ridicule the country, its royal family, or religion.
You just described comedy. You just described stand-up comedy.
And I love Marin because Mark Marin said that their marketing should read, from the folks that brought you 9/11, 2 weeks of laughter in the desert. Don't miss it.
I think it should have been the Death to America Comedy Festival. I pitch. We're going to do I think we're going to do a Death to America Comedy Festival t-shirt.
Shane Gillis said he turned down the invitation even after they doubled their offer to him because, as he said, you don't 9/11 your friends.
So it's weird. So here's the problem with this whole thing as a comic who had a small amount of fame, who knows some of these guys. Carlin never would have done this. Robin would have never done this. Pryor never would have done this. And Mort Saul, Lenny Bruce, Bill Hicks, all the people we hold up as the pantheon of great comics would never have done this. That the money was so big that Pete Davidson went. And look, I get I'm going to be unpopular in the comedy community, but this is why I don't hang out with comics, because I learned really early on these comics that would make me laugh were just trying to fuck waitresses and get cocaine.
Well, and look, Shane Gillis is saying,
yeah, but that's what I love about. By the way,
you don't 9/11 your friends.
Well, that's so Shane Gillis, who I've talked shit about in the past for being racist and stuff, I would say that really fucking makes me proud of him for doing that. You know, that Shane Gillis has stood up like that. And then there's guys that I respect.
Atsuko too.
Atsuko,
the people that came out and flat out said no.
But that's what I'm saying is the people that did this, that actually went to, and it's not just 9/11. They chopped up a guy. They should have the Bone Saw Lounge. They should have had some rooms, the Bone Saw Lounge. They chopped up.
My whole origin point of saying this was to get that out. Why did they chop him up?
Because he said what they didn't want.
What was that?
He said that they had slaves. And,
he spoke against
the Saudi, the prince too.
Yeah, that was my whole point.
So they've been manipulating oil prices for decades. They have put this country into shitstorms repeatedly. They have fueled and funded terrorism worldwide. The 14 Saudis were on that plane that crashed into the World Trade Center. It's almost like, why don't you come do the Auschwitz Comedy Festival? Yeah, there's something about it that is so fucking distasteful to me and so wrong. And comics, we're supposed to have a higher standard. Our job is to mock this shit. Yeah, exactly. And you signed a contract that said, okay, I won't mock this shit. That's annoying. I like some of these guys as people. I like some of these guys. I respect them as comics. And I have to be honest with you. I have lost all fucking respect. If all it takes is a dollar figure, you motherfuckers bitched and whined and complained about cancel culture. I can't say this. I'm saying this. I don't give a shit. You got run through the fucking ringer because you were doing trans bits and you were fucking bitching. I want to be able to talk about trans people. But the fucking second there's enough zeros on that fucking check, you went to basically to a country where they oppress women, where they kill reporters, where they pay for terrorism because the check was right. Fuck, man. You should have your comic card pulled. I ain't saying you're not funny, but when it comes down to who you fucking are, why would I take your opinion on anything seriously anymore? I'm just sad. I'm just fucking sad. Because we are supposed to be, as comics, our job is to call out the hypocrisy. Our job is to point out the stupidity. Our job is to point out when something's fucking morally wrong. And you guys just took the check? Fucking disappointed, man. Sorry. Go ahead.
This episode brought to you by Riyadh Comedy Special.
But that was my point, is that man, we have audio of him being dismembered alive with a bone saw.
Yeah. Recently.
For speaking out against what the government was doing, for being a journalist. That was his job.
Yep.
And to go and help whitewash this country's reputation because they happen to have a younger leader who's trying to hip everything up. It's really sick. I mean, women just, what was it, 2019 was it first allowed to drive?
Yep.
And so, I mean, and still are required to have a guardian, although in 23 they were allowed to petition for a change in guardian if their guardian they had was not being good to them.
Do you guys understand what Ray said? Ray brought this up to me yesterday, that wherever if women have to go anywhere, and they can't drive in a car by themselves,
they have
right?
to have other women.
You have to have other
or a man.
And you have to have a guardian with you if you go somewhere. Now, however, let's say your guardian's a little rapey or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You can petition to have your guardian changed.
As of a year and a half ago. So think about the world, how recent that was.
Yeah.
So late 23, the court said that they can now petition. It doesn't mean they're going to get it, but you can come in and say, my guardian is unjust or whatever, and they will consider it.
Doesn't mean they're having a guardian.
No, you get a different.
The problem is having a guardian, isn't the problem? Like, well, wait, I can change my guardian? Hey, have what I don't want a guardian. No. Shut up. Here's some tickets to the Riyadh Comedy Festival.
So the Crown Prince, that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to liberalize certain sectors. He's the one that allowed those two things to happen, because he's trying to make the country more attractive for Western investment in tourism. So, and this is all part of it. People are saying, oh, this was put on by Saudi comics. The millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars you're paying to fly these big names over there.
Whenever a comic has booked me, has started their own private gig and booked me, I get millions.
Exactly.
Always some comic who's trying to get a gig going. Here in LA, every time I go to that open mic at that bar,
huge.
Yeah, millions every time.
And you said that the rules at this comedy festival they're really strict about what to say.
Yeah, all those things I said.
Right.
We can't speak about religion,
Okay,
the
right.
government, the leaders.
Well, supposedly Burr went on his podcast. And said, no, it wasn't that bad, really. I went over there. I went into Bahrain first, did a couple jobs, more liberal. It was great. He said, I did some jokes and it was fine. He goes, and then by the second time when I was over there in Riyadh, I was doing my normal show pretty much. And it makes my gut just like, really.
He said it's definitely one of the top 3 experiences I've ever had. I think it's going to lead to a lot of positive things.
Who said this?
Burr.
Bill Burr? Wow.
That doesn't even sound like Bill Burr.
That doesn't sound like him at all.
That sounds like a hostage video. That doesn't sound like Bill Burr at all.
Yeah, exactly.
that sounds like a $2 million hostage video is what that sounds like.
He painted a portrait of a region where people were just like us, he said. Wanting live comedy, wanting to relax and have fun, and consuming a lot of Western culture.
I'm sure the citizens of Saudi Arabia
He said the
are
royals,
fine, yeah.
The royals loved the show. The royals, MBS being the one that ordered the bone sawing of Khashoggi.
The murderer guy.
You're right. To your point about the comedians are supposed to be the ones that challenge authority, that mock authority. They're almost the last line of like honesty.
For thousands
the
of
fucking
years.
Court jesters
For
all the way back.
Of years, yeah. It's literally that what you can't say describes stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
You can't mock religion. You can't mock the leaders. You can't mock. You just describe stand-up comedy.
And for them to agree in the face of what Saudi has represented to us in the past like 30, 40, 50 years is just confusing.
I'll do the Ukraine Comedy Festival.
Exactly. But you're not going to, if Putin invites comics.
No.
Now I know who's going.
But Ray's right, though. It's a propaganda tool to say, look, we're just like everybody else.
To soften their image.
Yeah. However, they didn't change their laws. They're still a monarchy. There is not an elected leader. So what bothers me the most, and here's the thing, I'm really sad that all these comics who are the top comics in the world just needed the money. When you think about the guys that are there, they're all mega rich. They ain't working the funny bone like
David
me.
Cross beat you to it. David Cross He said, I am disgusted and deeply disappointed in this whole gross thing that people I admire with unarguable talent would condone this totalitarian fiefdom for what? A fourth house, a boat, more sneakers.
That's what I'm saying.
We can never again take seriously anything these comedians complain about.
I guess Bill needed a bigger helicopter. He's only got a 2-seater.
That last sentence, though, we can never take anything they complain about serious again.
But I can't, if I know you're easily, one thing comics can't have is you can't be bought. We have to know that. Geraldo was brutal. Yeah. You can't be bought. Mark Twain went after power when there was no kind of laws to stop it. Will Rogers, Bill Hicks. Bill Hicks's bit on H.W. Bush is so ridiculously harsh and so ridiculously funny. And we never worried about that in this country. And to actually go over there and perform for a country that chopped up a reporter, and that is it's not, there's a list of shit that Saudi has done.
Yeah.
They need to change their own image to the world within themselves. You need another 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years to change your country's image to the world. You don't start hiring our truth tellers to bring them over there, offer them enough money.
But you just nailed it. So if obviously Bill Burr, who stands for truth, and Dave Chappelle, who stands for, if they'll come here, we must be awesome. No. You gave a day. I mean, Chappelle doesn't need anything. I think Chappelle's last deal with Netflix was $30 million. Chappelle's got hundreds of millions of dollars. Then imagine the fucking number.
That's so shocking.
But imagine the number. And here's the thing, and this is becomes an overall thing. I'm not sure why we became the society where rich is seen as a thing that's good. Now, Mackenzie Scott, on the other hand, who's using her billions to help people, I get that. That's how it should be. Say we about the Rockefellers and the DuPonts, they had to, because of the tax thing, they had to invest in philanthropic things. They had to donate money to get the tax write-off because the tax rate was so high. So, I can pay an 80% tax rate, or I can actually have my name on these buildings that do good.
Right.
And yet now we have a bunch of assholes, Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, and all these people where money is the only thing. I'm not sure. It makes me ill, man. It really makes me ill.
Are there any female comics on the bill?
Yeah, Jessica Kirson.
Just one.
I don't. That's just one of the bigger.
And she couldn't drive herself.
Exactly.
She had the people in the car. She had people in the car.
Kevin Hart has to drive her.
Kevin Hart.
We gotta bounce. It's your birthday. I got so many things to do.
How much more money?
How
much more money does Kevin Hart need? How much more money?
Ken can't edit this whole thing. We're gonna.
How much more?
Let's do 2 years ago. No,
I'm just saying that, it's weird. You got to stand for right. Like, a lot of people are going to hate what I just said, and I don't give a shit. Listen, you want to come see a good show? You want to be part of the resistance? Come see me and Rachel. We'll be in Spokane in 2 weeks on the 8th. Come see Rachel. By the way, get the tickets up. Rachel's doing her entire show, her run through, because she's filming it on October 25th. Woohoo!
So October 8th. Spokane Comedy Club. Yeah. Come out for that. And then we'll be there all weekend together, and then get tickets to the taping October 25th, 6:30 and 8:45. Yep. We're going to do a little after party in the
and I'll be at the theater at
Mount
Vernon Theater on Wednesday.
Mount Vernon, Washington. He'll be October 8th.
Mount Vernon, Washington. And then, so see
you. Andy Rivers.
Little Andy Rivers. My buddy Andy Rivers is going to be there. Guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. For myself, the lovely Bombshell Ray and the Highlander. Later.
Peace out.
There can be anyone.